Hello, everyone. Hope everyone had an amazing week. I did. I had a great week. I could have had so much better, but I will, I think I'm going to change up one way that I am trading. It's not going to be my strategy. The strategy is incredible, has been working each and every day for months and months and months on end. Um, I honestly don't know what the success rate is or the win rate is, but it has to be above 96, 97, 98, 95%. I know you see all those clickbaits, and I put one on this thumbnail just messing around. But the funny thing is in all honesty, I don't recall the last day I had a red day. I will have to go back and dig through to try to figure out how long ago it was that I actually had a red day. I do have losses on the day, but I've been green for so many days. I truly feel blessed. I feel blessed to have discovered this strategy, and also this strategy, I'm not going to say it is evolving, but you know, I'm growing and learning more and more each and every day, and I hope to also um, provide that information to the group and others that trade with me. There, there's a lot to learn that I've learned over many years of trading in the market. I would love to say that price action and that stuff comes, is something that can be learned overnight. I don't believe that it can. Keeping emotions in check, I don't believe that that can either. It just takes time. It takes losses. It takes a grind, and it finally just takes you getting somewhat beat down to the point where you are. Not that I got beat down, so to speak, but I think it's a grind, and it takes time for you to finally realize how you are supposed to trade or how you need to trade, and to have that confidence, have that calm and understanding, so that you're just not, FOMOing in, FOMOing out, being getting super nervous and stressed out over trades. And a lot of that comes with, you just learn how to overcome that through time. Um, the easiest way to overcome that is do not over leverage yourself, right? Do not risk more than what you're willing to risk. And then most all of your trades will be, you should be calm because you're willing to risk it. Do you want to lose it? No. But, sometimes the market does what the market does, and you don't, your trade idea doesn't work, or your strategy doesn't work. So you have to be able to just take that and move on to the next trade. And that's what this trade, the Anchored LRC strategy, does for us. It allows us to take trades, gives us gives us areas of when to get out of the trade when it's going against us, so that our risk is very, very low compared to our reward. Um, for me, I have not reaped the reward that I should have for the last many days, many trading days. I am doing well with my trading. I mean, I'm okay. I feel good about. I've been over 1K for the last few days. A week ago, I think the best I could get was like 600 a day, but we were battling some crazy back and forth price action, so I was okay with that. But I do. It is frustrating sometimes as a trader, and I think that I'm just kind of explaining what I go through, and maybe you go through it as well. You know, getting out of trades too early, um, taking profits too late, end up giving back too much. Yesterday I did that. I could have had about a $4,300 profit day yesterday, and I decided to get greedy and get more out of the trade. And so instead of making almost 3,000 on one trade, I actually ended up only making about 1,200 yesterday. You can check out that video from yesterday. I put that out and showed it. Today was kind of similar, but the opposite. So I stayed in a trade longer than, well, I didn't take profit. I got up over $1,000 and just didn't take profit. And I really should have and locked that profit away. And then the rest of my day would have even felt easier, right? Because then I have a little bit of extra leverage to work with just to feel more comfortable holding longer, allowing for a trade to kind of get into drawdown, but then continue with the strategy or with the trend. So I'll explain, what I did today, each trade I took, why I took them, and also how I trade this strategy, the Anchored LRC strategy, and I'll do a brief explanation of what it is if this is your first time coming across this video. So the Anchored LRC strategy is a strategy that uses a linear regression channel, and I use 4 deviations. The cyan here is the mean or the mid line. This is a 1 and this is a 2. So the yellow are my 2 and the reds are my 1. And what I'm looking for each and every day when trading this strategy is I'm looking for price to push up to maybe one of the channels, and either push down, reject it, and close over it. But the most important thing is when this is happening, I want to be below the 200 EMA, which is this yellow line, and this green that turns red on the downtrend. This is a 20 EMA. So I want to be below those for puts and above them for calls. If you have a very extended, meaning a wide gap from the 200 to the 20, I'm okay with trading up to the 20 or to the 200 from the 20. However, I would like, I really do not like trading into the 200 EMA. It just, a lot of times you get fake outs and the price goes against you. So today, right out of the gates, I saw that we were above this 549.50. We had news pre-market, which brought us way up. These orange dash lines were is a gap that is a gap from a good little while ago, and it was a pretty good sized gap. We were looking to, if we got downside today, I was looking to fill it. Well, this was how far down we got. This orange line is how much we filled during pre-market. So I was looking to get a continuation and a fill once I got below this level to fill this gap, and it did fill the gap. And then 539 was my overall target. Honestly, I did not think for a minute that we were going to I just thought we were going to get into a choppy Friday. I did not think we were going to get to down to 539 today at all. So, that was surprising, but I did expect. My bias today was to be a weak market or more of a downtrending market, because 555 was a previous level that we broke yesterday, and that was a pretty significant level for SPY. So once we broke and held below that, I really felt that we were going to have continuation to the downside, just a weakness in the market. So today, right out of, don't know where that came from, right out of the gates, I I saw this green candle come down, push up off this 549.50. So on this red candle, I decided to enter on the push up one call, an SPX call. And as it was pushing up off the LRC line, you can see that right there. This is what the beauty of the LRC. It just gives you such amazing signals and areas to trade to and from. So I got in one call. I traded up, and then when it pushed back down, I decided just to go ahead because of this strong rejection. But it wasn't just SPY. So when I trade, I focus on a lot of things at one time. I'm watching Apple, Qs, NASDAQ, ES. I have all those, and then I have 24 charts of on two different monitors that I can watch 24 different stocks and kind of see what they're doing all at the same time. So what that does is it enables me to kind of see overall direction of the market, what's kind of going on at the same time. So as soon as this was pulling back, I noticed that a couple other stocks were rejecting some major levels. And so when that happened, I decided to just go ahead and take profit, which that was my only call for the day. And I was able to get a $130 profit out of that little move. I was up probably like 270, but that's okay. I locked in 130. The one that really got me was I got in too early on this. I was trading from the wide gap down to the 20 or the 200, mainly because I noticed that there was other stocks. I was trying to catch the downside. I really thought we were going to get it, which we did, but it kind of faked me out. I got in way too early, so then I was a little bit jaded throughout the day, but that's okay. I got in right here at the break of this 549. At this point right here, I could have taken profit for for right at $1,100. I was actually live today with the group while I was trading in Discord, and they could see it. And I literally had this going, I had AMD going, and I was not really focused the way I should have been. I really should have just taken the $1,000 and moved on. But also, it kind of goes back to what happened yesterday. I took profit early, or I did. Yesterday I did the same thing. I didn't take profit quick enough. But if I had just left this alone, that first put trade from here, from right there. Now this is end of day, but let's just be reasonable. I most likely wouldn't have held it past this right here, to be honest with you. So about right here, look at this. This is this trade right here. I got $100 stinking dollars. So I was up 1,100 on this push down. I ended up taking profit on this candle moving back up because once it started going above the 549, I was like, oops, I need to hop out of this. So I ended up just saying, okay, I want to lock in something. So I locked in $100 and I got out of the trade. But if I had stayed in this trade, this actual option cost me $7.20. That one put, it went up to 129. Now that's at the end of the day, but when it closed. So when we were right in here, I was up at like 116, $118. So let's just say it's 117.20. That way we can just take off the 7 part and say it was $110 per contract. You realize how much that is, right? That is $11,000 in profit. So this one trade, I would have profited $11,000, but I did not. I got out at $100. So I did get out because I was actually concerned about today's price action and what was going to go on. And then when it started moving up, I thought, okay, I made a good decision just to get out of the trade, which I mean, ultimately I did. I still profited. I didn't have any losses at all today. Um, but man, the best area to get in. I did take several other. I'll show you my SMCI trade and my AMD trade. They were both really good, but the best place to trade this strategy, guys, if you are interested. I mean, all of this looks good, but you have no confirmation that it's going to continue. So, and you really don't have confirmation no matter what. However, I personally like to take this candle. My thing's too big right here. That candle. Um, so I got my close below my 200 EMA. Got a really good sharp downside on my 20 EMA. I do pay attention to that as well. Got a pullback right here. A lot of times I will add profit when I get a push back up to the 20. Or I'm sorry, the 200, and then price gets sold back down. That's a good time to add to the trade and double up. And then you could have traded down, and of course we get consolidation on our LRC. We almost always do. You got it kind of here, little push up off of it there, kind of tap danced around it here, and then the yellow LRC is the bigger one to get through. So for me, I typically would, if you were to get in this trade, you could have traded it all the way to the yellow RC and taken all, if you had multiple contracts, take all off, but maybe one or two, leave a couple runners, and see if you get the gap fill. Well, it filled the gap, and look at it. It stopped. At first, I thought it was going to, because I've seen it many times, I thought it was going to hit and whoosh, go back up, because sometimes that happens. Well, it got past it, went down, and then we had this crazy, I guess everybody was exhausted on the downside, so they decided to buy up. This was a new entry right here. You could have entered there. You have your 20 EMA. You came all the way up and rejected. Not only was it at the yellow LRC, which is a big pivot point. So once again, if you're using this strategy, I will show you some other times today. I'll have to kind of search for them, but I called them out during our trading. So hey, pay attention. I think Amazon was one. Watch, it's coming back up to the yellow LRC. And if it rejects that, that's an absolute entry point. And it happened in several stocks today. I'll show you an example, but this is a great example here as well. Um, Not only was it the yellow LRC, but if you pull fibs from here to here, this is the 38.2 level. So it pivoted right off the 38.2% a fib retracement spot. And your entry would have been this candle here below, as soon as it crossed below the close of that candle. And you could have traded SPX all the way to here, probably a good $1,000, $1,500 trade right there. That's a big drop. So that's a lot of money. Then you could have exited on this candle, right? Two greens. That's how I've been trading SPX lately. You come back up, you retest the 20 EMA. I mean, this is just like rinse and repeat. We do this every day. It happens every day. It's the easiest trading strategy you will ever use. You just have to trust it. You have to trust the levels and let it work for you. Let it make you money. And then your new entry would be right there. Trade it all the way down to the second green candle. Boom, you get out on that candle. And you could attempt these if you wanted or just stay in, but most people are pretty much done for the day. I mean, that is a giant drop down and a lot of profit that was made today on puts. SMCI. That one I thought was going to be amazing when it started out. But wrong one. Hit X instead. What's really wild with SMCI is the price action. Once I got into it today, was garbage. I did not like it, so I just got out of the trade. I made $290. At one point, I was up like $400, but it's just I did not like the price action. So I was watching this come down. Oops. I was watching this come down, and then I saw it pivot back up. Okay, so it pivoted back up at the same time that SPY and just about everything else did around that time. It may have been a little bit behind, but regardless, we saw this um, Knight in our that trades with us live every day in the Discord server. He called it out. He's like, "Hey, check out SMCI. It's rejecting the LRC." Well, the interesting thing is the yellow LRC, which is what I wanted to point out or was talking about earlier. If you come up and then you reject that, um, and and you're in a kind of a downward trend or an upward trend, and it's doing it from the other side, you can almost guarantee that if you enter, you are going to profit. It's almost a guarantee. It's one of the biggest guarantees um, in trading that in any method that I've used is this rejection of the yellow LRC. And what made it even better is this blue line is my long LRC. Well, they literally coincided at the same time. So they both were right there. It came down, pushed strong off of it. I entered on this candle, got in a little drawdown, which was fine. I didn't mind. I was below here. I should, and I called this out to the guys in the Discord. I was like, man, I should have just when I got this pushed back down from this wick, I should have added one more. I didn't. I stayed in one, and the reason for that was I just didn't like the price action. This thing was just like choppy, choppy. It was up, down, and I was like, ugh, I don't like this. So it went all the way down to here. I think I was over $400 at one point, maybe a little bit more at the bottom of this, maybe around 500 or 600. It came back up. It started to move up, and I decided to just take profit, and I ended up taking profit for $290 because I just did not like the price action. At that point for me, it wasn't even about staying in the trade for the strategy or trusting anything. The price action just was so all over the place. I did not like it. So I decided to hop out. Once again, if you wanted to trade this using the strategy, you could have got in here, traded down to here. You wouldn't have had a lot of profit, but you could have got out there. Like you would have had a very little amount of profit on this candle, the second green candle. Wait for another retest, hop back in here. You don't get two closes above the 20, and then you could have traded it all the way down and possibly, I guess you would have stayed into here. This would have been your second green in a row if you use the second green in a row strategy. I have a couple different rules, and it just depends on what I'm trading. But as you can see, I mean that would have been a lot of money. You got the push up above the 20, came back down, consolidation is your friend. Boom, you come below, you enter here, you stay in the trade, you exit here. Guys, that's so much money to be made right there. It's just easy, 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 easy money. So my next trade was AMD. And the interesting thing is we trade this every single day. And it's kind of mind-boggling how easy this is. It really is. So got into an AMD put, and I got into the AMD put right here. I ended up getting in 10 contracts. Came down to this here, I sold 5. I can't once I went down here, it started to go up, so I sold 4 more just to lock in some profit because I wanted to be careful. So at that point I had 1 left. Came back up here, I held, got my push off of my LRC and the 20. I added on this candle as it started coming back down below the open of this candle. I added 2 more contracts. I then traded down to this candle here. Yep, it was this candle here. As it started to go back up over the LRC, I just decided to take all three off for 256. I could have held all of these for massive returns. Um, I don't believe I probably would have never held it through the 136 level. I would have taken profit there, and then waited for a retest, which kind of got here and then re-entered. But I did not. I only got 256, which was great. And then, of course, on the you saw the SPY. There were so many opportunities. I just really just scalped some extra $300, $230. Um, but I wanted to show you. Let me look at. I think it was Amazon today. Amazon was. I think it's one of the ones I called out. I just told the group, hey, if you're looking for a trade, watch what Amazon's doing. Maybe it wasn't Amazon. Let me look, see if it was Meta. It could have been Microsoft too. I honestly don't recall which one it was, but whichever one it was, it went back up um, to the yellow LRC. Oops. I think it may have been this one right here, maybe Microsoft. So I just had called it out. I was like, hey, I think it was around 11 at 11:30ish. It's like, look, we're rejecting the yellow LRC. If you start to reject that, you get two red candles. That's another entry. You could have entered. Wasn't the greatest trade, but you still get like it's almost a guaranteed decent profitable move. Um, there was definitely a more prominent one, and I just cannot remember which one it was that I called out. I don't think it was it AMD? I don't think so. Pretty sure it wasn't AMD. Don't think it could have been right here on AMD that I called out. But anyway, that it doesn't matter. So there were several situations today. I was just going to try to um, show what we look for. It's just another part of the trading strategy. There's several ways of rule sets and ideas for trading this strategy. One is of course, use the LRCs, trade through the 20, the 200, scale out at the LRCs. If you get a pullback to the LRC, re-enter and then use the 20 as your trend guide. Um, the long LRCs are key. Look at this. Came down to a major level, pull back to the long LRC. That's what it rejected. Re-enter right here. Boom. Off to the races. So just real easy stuff. But that's gonna that'll wrap it up. I've had like I said, I had a really great week. I hope you guys did as well. And once again, if you're interested, come and join our Discord. The link is in the description down below. Um, Remember, I will never DM you. I will never send you a friend request. I will never accept your friend request because I have too many scammers that actually try to impersonate you, the people that are in my Discord, and send me friend requests. So I don't accept friend requests. I do not send out friend requests. I do not offer courses to you that I will charge you for. If you need help and would like to learn this strategy, you can shoot me a DM or you can come into my Discord and just ask me directly. Um, and I will be more than happy to help you, help train you or go over explanation and do it live, just like I am right here. You on your chart, me on my chart, and you ask questions, and we can walk through trade after trade, chart after chart. However if you need that, I have no problem helping. I would love to just spread the word about this strategy and get more people being successful. And I would love to grow our community. We have a great group of people, and definitely looking forward to trading with them every single day. It's been a lot of fun. So anyhow, with that said, please hit that like button, subscribe if you'd like to, and hit that notification button. Make sure you get notified every time I put out a video. I try to put a recap every day of the trades that I took that day, and why I took them, and and the level. I'm going to try to start putting out the levels that I'm selecting, and that's these levels here, my support and resistance levels. I do have a video that shows how I do that. So if you're interested, you can go check out that video. I also have a video that shows how to trade the long LRC, or how to set up the long LRC strategy. And again, if you're interested in that, just go check it out. But I really appreciate you watching. I hope you enjoyed the kind of the recap of today. And I actually hope you had a green day and a green week as well. And I will see you guys on the next video, which will be Monday. You guys have a great and safe weekend.